So my name is Susie and I'm from UKM and also the chair of Women in Engineering, EDS. And I'm very happy today to have with me four distinguished panel speakers to be present in our Women in EDS and also Young Professional event. All right, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first panel speaker, which is Dr. Ahmad Sabirin bin Zulfakar. So let me just read out his brief biography. So Associate Professor in Senior Dr. Ahmad Sabirin Zulfakar received his Bachelor of Engineering in Electrical from University Malaya and Masters of Science degree in Microelectronic Systems and Telecommunications from the University of Liverpool in 2001 and 2002 respectively. Then he continues his study in nanotechnology and received his PhD degree from Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology, RMIT University in 2014. He has almost 6 years working experience in industry related to electronics and also semiconductors. In 2001, he joined Mimos Berhad as a junior researcher. Then in 2006, he was promoted to researcher and currently he's working as a lecturer in School of Electrical Engineering, College of Engineering, University Technology Mara, UiTM since 2007. And he was promoted as associate professor in 2018. He has vast experience in nanotechnology, particularly related to transition metal oxides for sensor devices, and was invited to share his expertise through research, workshop, consultancies, and conferences, both locally and internationally. His vast knowledge in this area has also led to publications in journals and conference proceedings. To date, he has written almost 52 manuscripts in high impact factor journals, as well as more than 76 manuscripts in conference proceedings. He is chief editor of Journal of Electrical Electronic System Engineering, and also he has received several important recognitions to his research career, including RMIT University Doctoral Research Excellence Prize. He's also active in professional societies and he's current chair of Institute of Electrical Electronic Engineer Electron Devices Society, IEEE-EDS Malaysia chapter. And he used to be the executive member of IEEE Malaysia section under Student Activities Portfolio in 2009. So additionally, he used to be IEEE UiTM Student Branch Counselor for 3 years. So Ahmad Sabirin is also a professional engineer with the Board of Engineers Malaysia, as well as a companion member of the Institution of Engineers Malaysia. He is also actively involved in proliferating EDS-related STEM education among Malaysian pre-university as well as primary and secondary school students. He is the recipient of the IEEE EDS Humanitarian Fund worth USD 30,000 for the STEM program Bridging STEM Inequalities amongst the underrepresented children communities in Malaysia, and STEAM-based education for special needs children, which are currently being implemented in collaboration with University Technology Mara, as well as the National STEM Centre, Ministry of Education Malaysia. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Dr. Ahmad Sabirin Zulfakar, the Chair of EDS Malaysia, to give us his presentation slides on EDS as a whole and also EDS Malaysia. Dr. Sabirin, the floor is yours.
Right, thank you very much, Associate Professor Dr. Susi. Firstly, thank you for IEEE WIEDS, as well as IEEE Young Professional for inviting me for this talk in conjunction of ICSE 2022. So basically, as introduced, my name is Sabirin Zafaka. I'm the chair for IEEE EDS Malaysia chapter. Today, I will share with you the overview of IEEE Electron Device Society Malaysia chapter. Okay, when we talk about IEEE EDS is to promote excellence in the field of electron devices for the benefit of humanity. So in terms of field of interest, EDS involved in all aspects of engineering physics, theory, experiments, and simulation of electrons and ion devices involving insulator, metals, organic material, plasma, semiconductor, quantum effect materials, vacuum, and emerging materials. Okay, in this picture, you can see our retreat recently. I think last year, in December 2021, we have a retreat among the XCOM. And then on the right figures is basically our AGM, during our AGM. And then IEEE EDS, we have conducted several lecture series and DL programs. For example, we have invited Professor Dr. Naushad Amin, Professor M.K. Radhakrishnan, then Dr. Hector J.D. Los Santos, as well as Professor Hiroshimi Iwai. We also invited our advisor for IEEE EDS Malaysia, yang berbahagia Professor Dato Dr. Burhanuddin Yuk Majlis, to give his distinguished expert webinar entitled From Micro to Nano Electronics. Lastly, we also invite Professor S. Dilonibus as our distinguished lecture series for 2022. DS also actively involved in reach out activities community. For example, we involved with giving a token or such as souvenirs or financial supports to our young students. For example, from UTM. We also actively involve when there is a calamity, for example, flooding. Recently in Selangor, we also involved. And then during pandemic COVID-19, we get a fund from IEEE EDS. This is fund about $5,000. So we provide tablets to SMK Section 18, Shah Alam, as well as Sekolah Jalinan Kasih in Kuala Lumpur. IEEE EDS also active involved in EDS ETC education activities. So these are some of the posters related to STEM activities conducted in 2021 as well as 2022. Okay, so you can see that we are involved with online workshops like Let's Make Green Electronics, Tinkercad and Microbead as well. Okay, we are very fortunate because we receive a lot of grants from IEEE EDS. For example, our moderator here, Professor Susi, received $10,000 from IEEE EDS New Initiative Grants. Okay, and then in 2022, we received grants worth 30,000 from IEEE EDS Humanitarians. Okay, this is grant that we receive from HAC and SIGHT, Site Special Interest Group for humanitarian activities. And then we also receive a grant from Region 10, Educational Activities Funding. All this grant is basically to help for us to run the STEM activities for IEEE EDS. We do have a Let's Talk. This Let's Talk series involving with panels from industry as well as academia. This is industry professional activities associated with SDG lecture series. And we do have a virtual industry carol talk from one of the panel as well, which present today, which is in Senior Dr. Bernard Ling. And then in terms of membership portfolio activities, in 2022, we conducted senior member elevation workshops and membership drive at UNIZA and several universities across Malaysia. In terms of EDS award, we have won several awards. For example, the best ED Malaysia ED chapter under Region 10. This is Outstanding Chapter Award 2017 from IEEE Malaysia sections. And this year, we received a 2021 IEEE Malaysia Outstanding Medium Chapter Best Chapter Award. In terms of conferences, IEEE-EDS Malaysia has organized 2 conferences, which are IEEE Regional Symposium Microelectronic Nanoelectronics, and this year, is 2022 IEEE International Conference on Semiconductor Electronics. We also actively involved with EDS article in EDS quarterly newsletter, as well as Malaysian section quarterly newsletters. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, for membership drive, I would like to promote everyone to join IEEE EDS. Please use the promotion code TRYEDS 2022 to get free EDS membership for a year. Okay, this is valid up until for 2022 memberships. As well as WIE, IEEE Women in Engineering, EDS has offer a promotion code of EDS WIE 2022 to join for $1 as a member. EDS Malaysia chapter, you can reach us through Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, as well as Twitter and our website. With that, thank you very much. I pass back to Prof. Susi. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sabirin. Wow, that's a lot of activities conducted by EDS Malaysia chapter. And I think those of us who are still not members, I think you should be motivated to join as a member and get much benefit from the activities that EDS is conducting. Thank you so much, Dr. Sabirin, for that introductory slides about EDS and also EDS Malaysia chapter activities. Thank you very much. So now let's move on to our session, which is we have, just hold on. Let me open the correct slides. Okay. So we have Dr. Ahmad Sabirin, who gave us the overview just now. And now we move on to the actual panel, which is we have 3 distinguished panel speakers. The first is Insinyur Bernard Lim, who is the past chair of IEEE EDS Penang Joint Chapter. He's also the vice president of EBSCAT Group. And then our second panel speaker is Associate Professor Dr. Rosmina Azwin Abdul Rahim. She's the ex-com of IEEE EDS Malaysia chapter in charge of educational activities. And she's also a senior lecturer of Kuliah of Engineering, the International Islamic University of Malaysia. And okay, our last speaker is technologist, Dr. Nurul Izaila alias. She's an ex-com of EDS Malaysia chapter as well, and she's a senior lecturer at the Faculty of Engineering, UTM. So to our 3 speakers, welcome and thank you for joining us in this session. All right, so the topic for today is actually, as you can see, the topic for today is career growth via professional networking, right? So I think this topic is very crucial after the pandemic, especially for young professionals and also for women in engineering. So I'd like to move on to the first question to all our 3 speakers. Kindly introduce yourself and also your role in EDS. Okay, so let's start with Insinyur Bernard.
Thank you, Prof. Susi. Firstly, of course, I would like to thank IEEE, the Women in Engineering, as well as Young Professional to invite me as one of the panel speakers for today. It is indeed an honor as well to be able to share a little bit of insights on our experience and hope that at the end of the day, we will be able to motivate some of our young engineers or even future engineers as well to participate in, in engineering. And of course, in today's talk, we are primarily focused on Electron Devices Society. So please let me introduce myself briefly. My name is Bernard. I'm basically have been with IEEE about 20 years already. Has always been inspired after I graduate to join an engineering group or network society. And what better group of society that we have is EDS. And of course, my role currently at EDS, I play multiple roles. One of it is, as what Prof. Susi had mentioned, I am the past chairman of IEEE Penang Joint Chapter. Is a composite of three society in one, and one of them, of course, is EDS. And I'm also currently the EDS EXCOM as well, that basically chaired currently by Dr. Ahmad Sabirin as well, right? So this is basically my role. And as I mentioned earlier, how did my involvement in EDS? I always believe that as a graduate itself, coming out into the industry, you need to network around with different, people with different exposure and experience. And of course, one of the most important things that I beneficial the most is basically having a mentor. And one of the important thing is that in EDS itself, you have a lot of distinguished, members that have been around in the industry for many years, or even in the academic for many years. So as young professional coming out, you do not know what you're going to face. You do not know what's the challenges that you're going to be encountered. And what better things to do is basically by joining EDS, as what Dr. Sabrin had mentioned, the amount of activities that we organize, the networking that we encourage and continue to encourage a lot of us, and not forgetting, of course, in case that you need help, we have a lot of distinguished members in our network society of EDS. So this is one of the main key thing, if I would like to say why I joined EDS. I think these are the two questions that question 1 and question 2, Dr. Susi.
All right. Thank you very much, Engineer Bernard. So you have actually introduced yourself, and also you have also told us how your involvement in EDS, how it has helped you in your career growth. So I think coming from an industry, versus the rest of the panel, we are all from academia. I think your thoughts and also your insights into career growth is very crucial for our audience here today. So thank you for sharing those important tips, especially about having a mentor. So we move on to our next panel speaker, Dr. Rosmina Azwin. Could you just introduce yourself and also your role in EDS?
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Susi. Actually, like Mr. Bernard, it's an honor for us to be here today. And I am Rosmi Nazwin. People just call me Rosmi or Awin from Kuliah of Engineering, IIUM, International Islamic University Malaysia. I've been with IIUM for almost 20 years already. And currently, my role in EDS is as an EXCOM member at the Educational Activities Portfolio. I started joining EDS somewhere in 2012. And after that, start being the senior member of EDS. Then I think, if I'm not mistaken, in 2014, I was appointed as the EXCOM member until today. That's all about it, Dr. Susi.
All right. Okay, thank you, Dr. Awin. I think your contribution in educational activities in EDS, right? Your STEM projects, I think those are, very, very motivating for young people and also women in engineering for them to pursue, right? While they are being in this engineering field. Thank you very much. And the last but not least, she is our young professional in EDS, technologist Dr. Nurul Izaila. Could you just introduce yourself and also your role in EDS?
Assalamualaikum and good day, everyone. Thank you very much to Associate Professor Dr. Susi for inviting me from WIE and also Young Professional. And thank you to Associate Professor Dr. Ahmad Sabirin, also the Chair of EDS Malaysia Chapter. I'm not sure the young word is, but it's right for me, but since I'm the youngest can be said here, but not so young. But I am honored to be part of this forum today. Thank you very much. So let me just give a short introduction of myself. Okay, so I finished my PhD from the University of Tokyo in 2015. And then right after that, I served as a senior lecturer in University Technology Malaysia in the School of Electrical Engineering. So from there, since my research area is in microelectronics and nanoelectronics device engineering, so I think EDS is the right society for me to join to leverage myself and also to expand my networking. So actually, I started joining as a member of IEEE EDS Malaysia somewhere in 2016 until today. So I becoming an active member, and then after that I serve, being appointed as IEEE EDS Malaysia chapter as an executive member. Started 2020 until now. Okay, so during this time, this 3 years time, I think I have served a portfolio in social and communication, humanitarian and women engineering, and for the latest one in social activities. So I have done several social activities for the EDS society, and also I am responsible for handling the EDS social media until today. So as we all know, like our chair, our beloved chair, Associate Professor Dr. Sabirin has introduced that EDS also organized a conference. So I have the technical conference is actually every year. So I've been part of the conference committee since 2020 until now. So I have been appointed the position of secretariat leader and now as a technical and program chair for the conference. I think that's all from me, Dr. Susi. Thank you
All
very much.
right. Okay. So, Dr. Zailas, young professional and very, very active, both in, EDS, and I think you are involved not only in the chapter, but also in the conference, right? So,
Yes.
yeah, so I think you are a big motivator for other young professionals and also women in engineering, to grab this opportunity, right? Dr.
I
Zaila?
I hope so.
Yeah, so you can be an icon for them, a role model, an icon for them, right? So, yeah,
But we have a lot more better role model than me in EDS specifically. As
yeah,
for example, you, Dr. Awin, also.
junior role model. Okay, all right. So, thank you so much to the panel for introducing yourself and also your role in EDS. So, I'd like to move on to the next question. So, Insignia Bernard, you not only you are involved in EDS, but also you are also very active in the Institution of Engineering, Engineers Penang chapter, right? You are the chair for the IEM Penang chapter, and also I think you're also involved in IET as well. You're a fellow of if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, you are involved in so many different professional networking groups, and you're also an industry player. And how do you think this kind of involvement? How do you think it has improved yourself as a in your career? How do you think all this involvement has helped you in your career growth?
Okay. Thanks a lot, Prof. Susi. Of course, one of the most important thing why people be wondering why I'm joining so many of this society. One of the thing is I have a personal passion myself, or personal challenge myself is how to continue to enhance and advance in engineering. And one of the other thing that I always like to do is contribute back to the society. To me, when I join such a society, it's not that I'm serving for my own gain, but it's more rather than serving others. And one of the things I do is that I actually use it to serve or like to I like to mentor a lot of young engineers, and I do that a lot as well. So I actually put it in another way. I actually join this society to serve others. That's my main aim that I've always been doing, and that's what drives me moving forward. Besides all the stuff on networking, getting to know the great people. We have a lot of great people here. Even in EDS itself, is really I feel really at home, especially with the IEEE EDS. We have many meetings, virtual meetings. And of course, one of the best things that so far I've encountered after joining the XCOM, we have a what I call it a retreat session as well, and I really enjoyed that session, getting to know everyone, and I felt basically at home. So these are the two things that I have, and I think overall that continue to motivate me. And the biggest thing that has motivated me is actually the outcome, where I can see people are successful, and when the graduate are successful. Over time, not only I'm actually mentoring through society, I've also mentored through interns as well. I've actually mentored lots of interns. I'm apologize if some interns are a bit too hard at them. But at the end of the day, my outcome is that they gain something out from it. From the, part of the mentoring is actually interns, some of the graduates that are graduated and they actually are working, especially in the final year. So I really push them because at the end of the day, I have this passion of mine to further enhance engineering. So that's my true passion myself.
Okay, all right. So I like your term. You like to serve others and also mentor young engineers, right? So it's your passion. So that's why you are involved in all these professional organizations, right? So it's an opportunity. It's a place for you to serve others. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you for giving us that insight. Let's listen from Dr. Alvin. How about you? I mean, you were involved in EDS since 2014, right, Dr. Alvin? And that time you were already a lecturer in IIUM. So how
Yes.
did you manage both, EDS and your job? And did it actually help you to grow as a person, as a lecturer? Can you share with us?
All right. Thank you, Dr. Susi. Actually, to start with, to be honest, I am kind of an introvert person. Okay, so for me to mingle with other people, to do the networking actually is quite a challenging task actually. But in EDS, I kind of don't feel the pressure, because although the EDS members are coming from the professors, the directors, advisors, and everything from all levels, but I found they are very humble and supportive, and they are willing to share their knowledge and everything. So honestly, I don't feel that kind of pressure that I'm too shy to speak to other people or these kind of things. And another thing that I really appreciate most when joining EDS is we have lots of mentors in many areas. Okay, so like you, Dr. Susi, and we have Prof. Yati, we have even Prof. Burhan, our advisors. So they have their knowledge and expertise, and they are willing to guide us without any condition. I mean, you can always come to them to ask for anything, then you will be guided accordingly. Then throughout my involvement in EDS, as I mentioned, I've been appointed as the ESCOM under educational activities. From there, actually, I found my passion. Like Mr. Bernard, yes, from the very beginning, he knows that that is his passion, then he want to pursue it. But from me, I use EDS to find what is my passion. Then I found it through the community engagement, the educational activities that we are conducting, okay, with all the school students and everything. Then yes, I got the same spirit of being a professional is not only about ourselves. It will be more meaningful if we manage to serve others as well. So I think that's how EDS involvement for me helped me to in my career growth lah, Dr. Susi.
Okay. It's hard to believe that you are introvert, Dr. Awin, because you are so friendly, and it's hard to believe that you say you're introvert, because you're totally not an introvert to me. But I'm glad.
Yes, actually. But because
Really?
there is no pressure, that's why.
Okay, all right. So you mentioned about, you don't feel shy when you join these professional networking groups. You don't feel shy. You change your introvert attitude, and then you found your passion, which is community engagement. Like in Senior Bernard is to serve others, whereas you found your passion, which is community engagement. Very interesting ideas and sharing. So let's listen from young professional now. Technologist, Dr. Izaila, how about you? How did your involvement? You joined EDS in 2016. So how did it help you in your career growth as a lecturer? Can you just share with us?
All right, thank you, Dr. Susi. If Dr. Awin said that she is an introvert person, so I might say I am quite shy person also.
Actually.
For a circle that I already know for a long time, no, but for new circle, I'm a person that quite shy. Okay, so first of all, but I like Engineer Bernard said, and Dr. Awin said, EDS is like a family. So I am very honored and proud to be part of the EDS executive member. So I might say I feel like know you for a long time, and I can put my shy side, okay, so that I can contribute whatever experience that I have previously. Not so many, but still maybe I can share my experience. So I might say this is the best platform, okay, for networking, and also for academia profession like us, because we know that most excom executive committee are from various university. And now we are honored to have IR Bernard from industry join EDS society, so we can hear from both academia perspective, and also from industrial perspective. So we are very honored to have both, okay, so that we can share ideas and collaborate in more activities, as well as social activities. Okay, maybe some of us have discussed, apart from the after we know each other from the society, we also have extended our networking to research also. Maybe some of us didn't, not much, but at least we leverage our experience to in the research work. So I also get the opportunity to be part of the educational courses organized by EDS. So we have educational expert in educational portfolio, which is Dr. Awin, Dr. Aliza, Dr. Susi, yourself. Okay, so I have been part of your program, so where I have learned a lot, okay, from the activities, and after that, from the knowledge that I have gained, I can share with my students and also my circles. So that is also can be considered as my career growth as an academia. So other than that, I got the opportunities, okay, to share voluntary activities. So which is I have I might say that due to the busy life and so on, after study PhD, I don't have time to do voluntary work. So I got the opportunity when I joined EDS. So with that responsibility, I found out, oh, I'm happy to do that kind of voluntary work. So I must thank EDS a lot, because maybe previously I don't have the chance. Now I have the chance, and I'm happy to do it. And also with all these opportunities and experience that I've gained with the EDS member professionals, okay, this also I might say can strengthen my personal resume, as well as my career growth. So this is my personal opinion.
All right, thank you, Dr. Izaila. So you are also an introvert. Surprisingly, you are really not one now.
Quite shy for a new circle.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I like the term that you use. EDS is like a family, right? And I agree with you as well in terms of the various people that we meet, industry players like Insignor Bernard and also all the academic lecturers in EDS. It helped us in all our our teaching, also in our research, also in our services. So I really agree with those kind of benefits. All right, thank you. So I think now we have a recipe for those who are introverts. If you join professional networking, you can throw away your shyness. So the example is we already have a few example like Dr. Awin and also Dr. Izaila. Okay. All right. The next topic is about okay, we were in a pandemic situation, right? 2020 until 2021. So after 2021, we found that the job market has totally changed, right? And there are some new skills needed for our young graduates and also our women in engineering. So can you all let me know what are your thoughts and ideas about important skills which are needed by young professionals and also women in engineering currently in the current job environment? What are the new skills that they need to have? Any one of you would like to start? Or if not, we go follow the sequence, or any one of you who would like to start?
I can go for ahead to start
Okay,
off.
okay.
Actually, you're right. The pandemic itself created, new skills that's required, and a lot of us are trying to get used to the new norm as well. And one of the new norm is basically talking in front or virtually, and that's what we are doing right now. A lot of meetings are being conducted virtually without the what the so-called touch or face-to-face meeting. So these are things that have changed a lot how we do things. We are now more creative in this area, and we have actually utilized a lot of digital technologies in our day-to-day work. So now back to your questions about problem solve, about let's say skills that's required in new age. To me personally, we are in a difficult situation in the industry. One of the biggest situation is that we are in a shortage of manpower, which is basically we call it in the industry right now talent war. One company would basically, because of due to the demand, they would basically try to hire someone from another company. So this is basically the issues that we are facing. And whether it is women or whether it's a man world, right now at this moment, if you look into some of the key skills, like for example, problem solving, it is one of the skills that has been used. I mean, one of the common things that has been observed in the past. Of course, the newer skills that is required, two things that is very important. Creative and innovation will still continue to stay because and one of the things that has done through the pandemic is what I just mentioned earlier. Otherwise, we will, if you are not creating innovation and we play on as the norm in the past, we won't be talking on virtually right now as well. We won't be organizing meetings. And the amount of things that has done online, you will be amazed at how versus 2 or 3 years ago. We have changed people mindset. In the past, there are a lot of people doesn't like to go online. They don't even attend meeting online. To be surprised nowadays, people prefer to be online. You ask people to go physical meeting, they say, "Oh, physical meeting. I would rather do a virtual meeting now." That's what's
Okay.
happening actually, right? Even training, teaching and training, people prefer virtual now. I'm not sure whether how the university faces, but I do encounter, especially in industry, people prefer to have virtual rather than physical. So
Okay.
this is one of the things that as a skill set that have changed, creative and innovation, right? So this basically what's important. And of course, the new norm, new things that's happening. One last skills that I would like to highlight as well, especially to some of you out there, is agility, which is basically agile. We have been faced with many challenges in our lives, especially with the MCO itself. So we need to be agile and we need to be flexible as well. So these are three things that I would say for some of the candidates that are graduating. And you notice that I don't mention anything about skills relating to your subjects matter, because all these you could obtain right now online. And there's actually one of the common terms that I've been talking to a lot of people called self-learning. something that has been is going to be developed moving forward. But anyway, there's another topic to discuss about. So the skills that's required, one, of course, is creative innovation, and of course, agility that most graduates will need to come out with. And I hope that you take note of this, because this is what is expected from the industry, because things are happening so fast nowadays. Right. So, Prof. Susi, I pass it back to the rest of the other panels as well.
Yeah, okay. Very interesting thoughts from you. Creativity, innovation, agility, self-learning, and there's a shortage of manpower in the industry, right? So
Yes.
that means many job opportunities are available, but
Yes.
subject to the new skills that our graduates need to have, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your industry perspective, Engineer Bernard. Okay, let's listen from academic perspective. Dr. Alvin or Dr. Zaila? How about the new
Okay.
skills which are needed in the current job environment?
All right, let me start first. I think Mr. Bernard have covered all skills that are important
Oh,
for the
sorry.
young professionals. But I just want to highlight one important skill, especially a skill that women always have, which is multitasking. Okay, so we are known having this ability of multitasking. So for young women in engineering, please make full use of it. Okay, because if we manage to do multitasking, to do parallel jobs at the same time, okay, to juggle from one task to another, that's kind of quite an added advantage to our skill. Then, as we know, yeah, we have so many hats. I mean, we are being the academician, you are being the professional engineers, we are being the mothers or the teachers as well, right? So this skill, I think, is very, very important, so that at the end of the day, we manage to to settle every task being given to us within the given deadline lah. Okay, so we need to know how to to play all roles. Okay, um, uniformly, and to make sure we perform in many aspects. I think maybe Dr. Izala want to add some few more skills.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Zaila, please go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Susi. I think I might say the same. So IR Burnett and Dr. Awin has covered the most important skills. Creative, innovative, self-learning is important. Multitasking is one on my mind also. So I just add up a little bit, okay, in the academia perspective, okay. So in my personal opinion, time management is very important. So that's why to be a worker in no matter what area, academia or industry, so we need to be a multitasking worker. Okay, so as we know that the responsibility not only in our work, okay, for example, if engineer do engineer work and teaching for academia and do research also, not only that, we have to cope with the administration work. I think everyone agreed, okay, in any background of work. So we have to cope with the administration work, okay. So I think we need to manage our time properly, okay. Not only that, if we have a research students, we have to consider having a progress meeting with them consistently. So all of this need to be to have a skills of a multitasking worker. I think that is important. Other than that, I think this one, I just add up a point which is not being covered by the other two panels, maybe self-motivation. Okay, I think this is the hardest part. Okay, we need no one to motivate us other than ourselves. Okay, so for me, to drive the motivation is come from to ourselves. Okay, recently we know that during pandemic, okay, all of us has to work from home, okay. So who else want to push ourselves to do work other than ourselves? So we need to have the self motivation, okay. So we don't have a normal working environment during the pandemic, okay, like we always do. So we need to be able to motivate ourselves, okay, to develop our own routine, okay, which is to make sure during working hours, so we need to prioritize our work, okay, instead of other matters, when we are at home. So as a woman, I agree with Dr. Awin. So we have to juggle with house chores and everything. So yeah, we know how to prioritize our work. Okay, so to me, by achieving a self motivation is consistently defined our the goals lah that we want to achieve. Okay, so last but not least, I think is promotion to EDS. Okay, so I think last but not least, I think EDS has taught me how to do work multitasking. Okay, to do multitask my work. Okay, from my real work and then society work. So that I can manage my time properly to serve the best as I can, okay, to my work and also society.
All right. Wow, wow. That's a lot of skills. All right. If I captured it, it's creativity, innovation, agility, self-learning, multitasking, time management, self-motivation, right? So from our three panels, so we have these new skills, right? So you have all your results, but you must also have these skills, right? Thank you. Thank you so much, panels. Okay. Our last question for this short session. Um, okay, you have been involved in industry, also in academia, also in professional organizations, right? So what would be your career advice to not only to young professionals listening today, but also to women who are also engineers? What is your career advice to them? Any one of you can start? Who
Let
wants
me
to go?
start first, lah, Dr.
Yeah, you
Susi.
go.
Try,
Okay.
All right.
Hey,
Darwin, yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
But rather quiet first. Okay, go on.
All
Dr.
right.
Awin. Okay.
Okay. So as a young professional, woman young professional, at the beginning of your career journey, you might feel kind of inferior. You might feel that you have lack of confidence. I mean, introvert like me, okay. But don't worry, keep exploring your potentials. Okay, so then try to get involved in as many things as possible. For example, once you join the professional society like EDS, you will be involved automatically. You'll be involved in so many things. You might be involved in conference, community service, the career talk. I mean the professional and as well as the industrial program. So along the way, you find your strength and you find your passion. Okay, because once you do lots of things, many things on your plate, so you know where is your strength, where is your passion. Then once you find your passion, then that will keep motivating you to go further. That's the thing. And another thing is never stop learning new things, because sometimes once we have finished our PhD, we feel, oh, that's it. I mean, I'm done with all the studying, reading, blah, blah, blah. But actually, being a young professionals, I think when we don't stop learning new things, actually, in a way, we are improving ourselves as well as we are, I mean, improving those around us. I mean, our students, our colleagues, and everyone around us. I think that's all for me. Maybe Bernard, you want to say something about that?
Okay, sure. No problem. Thanks, Dr. Avin. Yeah, my advice to them would be as what Dr. Avin had mentioned. The reason you embark into a particular subject is probably developed from your passion. Be positive about what you are doing, and continue to strive. And I like what Dr. Izala had mentioned about positive thinking, and just be encouraged by it. And of course, I think all of us are here today, as you can see. We are big happy family, I would say, EDS. People that are introvert, which I now knew, which I was surprised as well. and you see that these are people that would encourage, especially young professionals coming out, especially women, especially, right? We have a lot of good, role model that one could use. And of course, not forgetting, Prof. Susi has been a lot of encouragement as well. We will work a lot of activities, especially STEM together, and you can see a lot of motivation that's encouraged. So don't be looked down, because overall there are a lot of successful people as well. So you only will look at a small portion of it, and EDS could actually help by showing you some of the successful women that are in engineering, both academician and also industry. So don't give up. That's my encouragement to the young professional, especially women.
All right. Okay, Dr. Zaila, you're the last.
Okay, so maybe I talk up a little bit here from the perspective of women and young professional. So basically, I consider myself still far way to go. I have to learn a lot from the experts in EDS as well. So this piece of advice, not only to others, young professionals, but a self reminder to myself, okay, so that we always keep motivated and energetic, whatever challenges came to me. And in this professional area, I think and the networking, the skills of leadership is important. So although that you don't have the skills as the first time you start working, but you can develop the skills. Okay, you can develop the skills from your experience. So this is also important, because we don't want to be the one who being taught. You listen to someone give you instruction this and that, but as the time goes on, you have to take part to lead something, or to be the leader. So this is for if you want to sustain in your career, in any professional background, so you need to have the leadership skills. So other than that, make sure to seek advice. Okay, we don't like all the time ups. Okay, there is a times downs, times ups and downs. Okay, of course, I think everyone do. So seek for advice. Okay, from your family, from your spouse. Okay, so you can seek for anyone that you trust. Okay, for example, if you feel trust in the society, you know someone that you can look like she's a role model to you. She have succeeded a lot, and how she juggle with this and that. So maybe you can talk to that person and seek for advice, so that you can always keep motivated, other than you keep it to yourself. Okay, I think since nowadays, from I think 3 years back, the students have learned from the computer, so they don't have a chance to meet people. So this introvert might be they don't face the physical. So I think they will we have a problem of depression, right? Okay, so not only in study, in working also. So seek for advice is also important. Right. Okay. And I think because of what? Okay, because we want to learn from them and to be better version of yourself. I think that's all from myself.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Career advice, that's a lot of career advice coming from industry and also academia, right? So as a new professional, right, you might lack confidence, you might be an introvert, but you can see examples, all three are not introverts now, right? Because of their involvement, because of their experience, maybe because of also because of their professional involvement in organizations like EDS. All right, keep exploring, involve in as many activities as possible, find your strengths, your passion, right? And keep yourself motivated, stay positive, and learn the skills of leadership that came from Dr. Izaila, right? Professional organization give you the opportunity to be leaders. Maybe not in your career place, maybe not in the university, but if you're in the professional organization, you get to lead projects, right? So that can build up your leadership skills. Also, don't forget to ask advice from mentors. So we already have 3 mentors here, right? And also Dr. Sabiri. So they are all, I think all three of you are available to give advice and also mentor many other young women and also young professionals out there who are in the engineering field, right? So I think that's the end of our Women in Engineering and Young Professional event for today. I'd like to thank Dr. Ahmad Sabirin. He's actually in another meeting right now. Also, Engineer Bernard, your perspective from industry is very, very crucial and important for all of us. And also Dr. Awin and also Dr. Zaila, thank you for taking the time to be part of this event, sharing your thoughts and also ideas. And I hope this recording of all our thoughts and also our ideas will be beneficial, if not one person out there, to as many people as possible who are engineers. Not, they can be women and also men and also young people to take up the challenge and be engineers like all of us, right? Okay,
Yes.
so that's all for our session today. And I'd like to thank all the panel speakers for sharing. And I think this is the end. And I hope we'll have another session with another interesting topic. All right?
All right.
Thank you very much. Maybe
you.
we shall have a group photo.
All right.
Let's have a group photo.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Smile. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We'll those who have questions, they can leave their questions in the chat box, and maybe I'll forward them to y'all for answering. Right. Thank you very much. Engineer Bernard, Dr. Arvin, and also Dr. Izaila. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Thank
Bye.
Bye bye.
you. Okay, bye.